Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Charles Owen from Paladin. How are you? I am just coming into the presentation here on keeping up with evolving technology. And welcome. Thank you all for attending. We got quite a good crowd today, which is wonderful to see. Really appreciate your time. I know that your time is valuable, and hopefully this will be worth your while. We're going to go through a couple of things on keeping up with evolving technology and some of the things that you might want to consider doing to get more of a return on investment out of your technology. So again, welcome. My name is Charles Owen with Paladin Data Corporation. I will be recording this webinar, so if you have to step away because customers come first, feel free to do that, and then you can always rewatch this as a recording. Again, appreciate your time. So we're going to go ahead and just get straight into it now. So we'll talk about, I want to confirm that you can see my screen though, so I always like to verify with folks. So if anybody can raise their hand out there, if you can see my screen and hear me. Thank you, David. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Dave. Oh my gosh, thank you, everybody. I saw lots and lots of hands go up, so I appreciate that. Just want to make sure that we can communicate here. Last thing I want to do is give a presentation that nobody can see. All right. So let's talk about what we're going to learn today. So we're going to learn about setting the proper expectations when you evolve to technology. Some of the ways that we can fine-tune our operations and processes to better fit the computer and the technology that we have in our store. Also want to introduce to you technology as an investment, right? A lot of people think technology is just an expense, but the reality is it is an investment, and it's an investment that hopefully will be returning in spades to your store. Next is complacency. We're going to talk about that a bit because there seems to be a little bit of that out there. And no doubt in this day and age with all the craziness going on in this with the pandemic, we've got other priorities, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Continuing education, how important that is. Also, achieving your goals on your investment and return on investment. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If there are any questions, feel free to type in the questions box below, and I would be more than happy to answer those at the completion of this presentation. All right, so let's move into the technology evolution, what to expect. So when you're deciding on technology, I'm sure it's an arduous task. You put a lot of time and effort in seeing presentations from various vendors, looking at different point-of-sale solutions, ERP solutions, whatever it might be that you're looking for. And really deciding on the retail technology solution is one of the hardest steps, right? Because you've experienced it in the past, or maybe you haven't. This is the first time. Either way, you're very skeptical, and you want to make sure that it accommodates all your needs. And once you make that decision, it's a big relief off your shoulders, right? The second step is to implement that technology. What good is the investment if you're not implementing it? So things like loading the inventory, loading the customer data, getting all the information in the system, and then training the employees to make sure they know how to use the product. And then you have the ability to check out customers. And then what happens after that? Well, in a lot of cases, that's the end of the line. They say, hey, we're checking out customers, we're using our point-of-sale system, everything's great, everything's perfect. Unfortunately, there's a lot more that needs to be done. That is the actual beginning of the process. Because what we want to do is we want to continue investing our time, our money, our efforts into helping technology work for us, putting our data to work. That is where it's all about, what it's all about. Step 3 is continue investing in your technology for a higher return on investment, right? You only get out of it what you put into it. And that is so true in this case. I've seen a lot of stores where they get through all the first 2 steps. They're now up and running. They're thinking, okay, we're done. We got a little cleanup to do, but besides that, we're basically done. It's like, well, you don't want to be one of those when I ask them how much percentage of technology they're using in their system, in their store. They might say 5%, 10%. Ouch. You've got more to do. You've got more to take advantage of when it comes to technology. So fine-tuning your store processes. What's the highest value normally? Well, one is the highest value you can get out of technology is using the technology the way it was designed, right? So you might have a process, you might have a procedure that doesn't necessarily fit into the current technology solution that you have. And it's important to understand that you don't want to, try to squeeze your processes into the technology. You want to use and leverage the technology to the full extent of efficiencies, right? And you do that by changing some of your policies, some of your processes, some of your procedures to better fit the technology solution, right? And also continue learning more ways of leveraging your technology solution. That's really what we're talking about here. The next slide talks about technology as an investment, right? So you invest in a lot of things, right? In your life, you invest in your business to build a retirement, a nest egg. You invest in inventory to generate more revenue. You invest in new lines of inventory to get more customers into your store. You invest in your community to spread goodwill and to help lure more customers into your store to increase your business. But you also need to invest in your equipment, your computers, your software, additional features, maybe some new integrations, new services that you can provide to your customers. All of this will help generate more revenue, right? If you continue investing in technology, you can increase your efficiencies, and you will continue to gain more and more of an investment or return on investment for the investment you initially put into your computer system, right? So the goal is strengthen your inventory, strengthen your customer reach, strengthen your breadth of products, if you will, to learn and get more customers into your store. These are all different ways that you can continue to leverage your technology. If you're one of those stores that, in the first slide we talked about, you invest, you make the decision, you get up and running, and then you just kind of end things, that's not where it ends. Like I said, that's just the beginning. It is very important to continue to invest. I'm not talking monetary necessarily, I'm talking about investing your time, invest in training and that sort of thing. Because my next slide shows here, complacency is not good for business, right? Technology is just like any other investment. You need to nurture it, right? You need to stay current and informed. Continue maintaining it to keep it healthy, to keep your ROI healthy, right? Many stores let their technology atrophy and become an anchor rather than an accelerant to growth. After all, why did you invest in technology? Why do you have a point-of-sale system in your store? To increase efficiencies, to increase your business, to increase your services you can provide to your customers. And the last thing you want to do is just let that atrophy, because if you're not growing and expanding your store, you're not growing the bottom line. You've started a downward decline, and you want to, pick that back up again and jump back in and start looking at different ways that you can be creative about using more of the technology and reducing your manual steps. It is human nature to stick with the status quo, right? If there's nothing to push us forward, there's no catalyst there to nudge us or push us, we're just going to kind of stay with what we know and what's going on, right? It's great, business is good, my bank account's good, customers are great, my technology solutions behaving, everything's good, I don't need to do anything, right? Well, no. If you're a successful business, you'll want to embrace change. You'll want to continue to evolve, continue to invest in your technology. And again, that's in more ways than just monetary. One of the ways is continuing education, right? You want to make sure that you have all the knowledge you need to be able to take advantage of all of the features that are in a particular software product, right? Education gives us the knowledge and transforms us into something better, right? Helps us develop and build new perspectives. Absolutely. Leads to expanded options and alternatives for growth. And it gives us the tools that we need to enhance our personal and business lives, right? Technology is ever changing. You know, when you invest in technology, that's the day where, the next day after you invest in technology, there's something newer, something better, something faster out there, right? So you want to continue to reinvest so that you can continue to grow as a store, continue to increase your efficiencies, reduce your labor, increase your nurturing of customers and relationships with customers. Those are all important. That's what retail is all about. All right, so the next one, don't get left behind, right? So if you're wondering, well, geez, what can I do as a Paladin user or as a potential prospect of Paladin? What can I do to not get left behind, to do the things I need to do in order to stay on top of my technology, make sure I'm expanding, make sure I'm increasing my return on investment, I'm getting out of the system what I had originally planned to get out of the system when I was doing my goal setting back when I made the decision to go with Paladin, right? Well, good news for you is we have an area called portal.paladinpos.com. You can also get to it through our website, paladinpos.com. You click on websites in the top right-hand corner, and you'll go to Customer Portal. In the Customer Portal, you've got all kinds of information to peruse through: webinars, training videos, knowledge-based articles. You also have additional training opportunities, right? So, the BizFit store assessment and advanced training we were doing, of course, live on site. We still have the same process, the same procedures. We can do the same things even if we can't travel in this pandemic here. So we're kind of held to our base here, but we can still offer the same benefits. The store assessment's the same. As long as we get folks in the room, they're on the other end of the phone. We can do advanced training. We can walk you through where we think you can grow in your development with Paladin and give you that personalized training. And that can be all done over the phone. Once this, the vaccine gets out and everybody's back to traveling and things get semi-normal, I don't think they'll ever be normal, do you? We'll be able to hopefully get back into stores and even invite you out to Paladin. We'd love to have you out here in our training facility. We've made a significant investment in the training facility. It's a great place to learn, takes you kind of out of your environment, so frees you of any interruptions, and really is a great thing to do. So you need to explore those options and just move forward. Here I am in an office all alone. I'm still wearing my face mask. It tells you how we're becoming accustomed to this way of life. Use your leftover training hours. That's another thing, right? You may have additional training hours that you didn't use, right? So initially when you go live, you have so many hours that you get of upfront training. And then as the time goes past, you may still have some on the book. So if you want some additional training, we love to train. We love to share with you the new features in Paladin. We love to share with you all the different ways that we think that you can improve your processes, improve your efficiencies. So leverage us for that. All right, achieving your return on investment goals. So what are some of the low-hanging fruit to get your biggest return on investment? One is suggested ordering. I know half of you say, you know what? We're using suggested ordering. It's the best thing ever. It's really helping us. It's putting products on the shelf so we're running out of less product, and we're reducing our overstock because, suggested ordering doesn't include or involve emotions, right? When you're ordering by walking around with the gun or however you do it, there's a bit of emotion involved. And if you extract that, you can get more in line with a balance of, less overstock and filling in the holes of those items that you
that you're running out of all the time. So suggested ordering is the holy grail. It is absolutely. In Paladin, there's no other system that's better at figuring out your forecast in the future of what you're going to need to fulfill the demand. You know, it's a wonderful thing. So definitely, that's the first place I would look if you're one of those that are saying, well, you know what, I tried suggested ordering with my last POS system, or my last 2 POS systems, or my last 3 POS systems, and they all failed. Like, give it another try, guys. This is Paladin. We do things differently, and those that are using suggested ordering know that it works. All right. Next thing is Paladin Insight. So those dials that you see, those kind of nuisance of airplane dials, whatever they look like on the inventory screen, they're actually really, really, really good tools that you can leverage and you can use, and you can interact with your data at a level that, you know, no other system is capable of, where you can actually, from these dials, if you drill into them with the magnifying glass, there's so much that you can derive from your system. Even if you don't do anything with the information, you need to know what's going on with your store. And this is going to show you your product outs. It's going to show you those items that might have been a one-time but are still showing up on the suggested order report. It's going to show you those items that are non-performing assets, right? Those items that you're not selling, you're not turning like you should be turning. So, you know, those are all things that we can bring to your attention. It's up to you to make the decision whether or not you want to do anything with it. The next on the list is accounts receivables. If you're doing accounts receivables and you're wondering why you're sitting on $100,000 or $200,000 of receivables and people are taking 30, 60, 90 plus days to pay you, there is an option. We have an integration with Blue Tarp. They will buy your accounts receivables, and it will turn that accounts payment button, or accounts as a payment at checkout, it will change it to a Blue Tarp icon, and they will handle everything for you. Terrific service. We have a lot of people that have enjoyed leveraging that. Next, electronic data interchange, right? EDI. You've heard about it a lot. We do it with all the major players and even a lot of the smaller players out there. We will enable you to send your orders and receive your invoices electronically. It's just a great process. It speeds up the ordering and receiving process. Next, special orders. So everybody's invented their own way to do special orders, right? You've got a process, it works. Okay, if you're doing, 5 special orders a day, you're good. Just keep using whatever system you're using. But if you're doing a lot of special orders, and we do have a lot of lumber and building material stores that are running 60% of their orders through the system are special orders. 60, that's a lot. So they have to be able to manage that and automate that process as best as possible. Special orders is a tool that can be a huge efficiency gain for your store. Next, mobile to deliver. A lot of folks have a delivery method, right? You're already using it. You just print a delivery sheet at checkout. That's fine. You put it in your bin to take out the delivery. It works. If you've got a half a dozen or less deliveries a day, it works beautifully. Just keep using it. But if you've got a lot of deliveries, or you want to automate your delivery scheduler, you can mobilize that with a tablet, and that extends the delivery scheduler to a tablet, which can then help to distribute and deliver your items, take photographs of those items, and it puts it back in the invoice at checkout, or in your original invoice, I should say. Mobile to checkout, another way to sell, right? You don't have to be in your store to sell. Mobile to checkout is an 8-inch Samsung tablet that has a little card swipe in the top, and that enables you to sell from anywhere in the world as long as you have mobile connectivity. It is truly a remarkable product and enhancement. It is something that everybody should have if you're in need of it. It just really extends the reach of your client base, right? If you want to go out to businesses and bid on things and order product and sell it to them right there on the spot, you can do that with the mobile to checkout device. Load up the back of your truck, take it to the local swap meet or flea market, and just sell everything, and you're selling it out of your store. You can put items on account. You can do a lot of things with mobile to checkout, including respecting the trade discounts for those for individuals, and look up items in inventory. It only has one function. That function is checkout, right? So you're not going to be able to do all the things that you can do in Paladin, but it enables a purpose. And the last one is just keep your options open when it comes to other product lines, other services, adding social media, rental services, email services, firearms even. We've got a lot of integrations with companies that help you extend your services to your customers through other services. And I think this is something that you should consider. If you're doing a little bit of rental services, Paladin's great for that. But if you're doing a lot of rental, you'll want to invest in it's called Point of Rental. Their Essentials cloud-based solution. Just prints an order at the rental station. Customer just takes that over, and the cash register, the cashier just scans the barcode or the QR code, and it checks them out, and it closes it out on the point of rental side. It's a great solution. The firearms piece, if you're selling any amount of firearms, you want to protect yourself, and you can do that. Fastbound is a company, another cloud-based system that we integrate with, and you just activate serialization on Paladin, turn on the firearms integration, and we collect the information we need. They're able to fill out the forms either on their phone or on hard copy, and all that gets put into the system. We have a number of services, additional services that we offer through integrations with our partners that you should consider. All right, so that really concludes the presentation itself. There are some different knowledge-based articles, and as well as webinars and things that you can watch that kind of will give you more information than I've been able to deliver in this last 22 minutes. So I really recommend that you go and check it out. Again, you can reach all these at portal.paladinpos.com or go to paladinpos.com or paladinpointofsale.com. Click on webinars and go to the help portal. It is not under login. It's not under password. None of that. So anybody can get access to that information. We just air it for the world because we have nothing to hide. We're all about disclosing everything. If there's any questions, feel free to ask right now. I don't see any questions, but in the meantime, I'll put a plug in for our next webinar, and it's Paladin manages all aspects of a business. And it's really going to be talking about additional services that we can help you take the load off of your shelves. We like to do, or take the load off of yourselves. We like to do the heavy lifting. As you know, with the inventory control, using suggested ordering, it frees you up of a lot of time. There are other things and services that we can free you up of as well. All right. Well, I do not see any questions coming down the pike. And again, feel free to contact Paladin if you have any questions. You can get a hold of our support. You can check out our paladinpointofsale.com/retail science for relevant articles, things of how to increase your retailing and your reach of customers and that sort of thing. And then the webinars, again, this webinar will be posted probably in the next 24 to 48 hours. But again, if you need self-help at any time, go to portal.paladinpos.com. And by the way, if you want to put in a service request with Paladin on your Paladin system, you can click on the help button at the top of the screen and you can submit a help request. That is the best way because that gets right into our CRM system so we can take care of you. All right, folks. Hey, God bless y'all. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to sign off now. Until next time, have a great one and be safe, everybody.